This is Fantasy Football Picks and Bets presented by Prize Picks. I'm Pat Mayo. This is the final Fantasy Football Picks and Bets for this season. Although starting next week, we're going to have Dynasty coverage and early Fantasy Football rankings up on this feed with Laquan, with stepmom Lauren Carpenter, and Scott Simpson. So stay tuned on this feed for continued coverage for your fantasy football season. Remember to smash the like, give me your favorite prop down in the description, and sub to Mayo Media Network. Let's get into the injuries to kick everything off. Tyler Higbee has been placed on injured reserve. He is not going to play in this game. Kendall Blanton, you are up, sir, as the starting tight end for the Los Angeles Rams. We will get to him momentarily as it pertains to Prize Picks and props. It does look like CJ Uzomah is on track to play in this game. No idea how effective he's going to be. That's not a certainty as of yet. He is just, quote, on track to play. So I would expect him to give it a go out there. Although if that crushes the Drew Sample market, I don't know if Uzomah can make it through the game or not. I'd be curious to see what that number ends up being, because I doubt he's going to end up getting his full complement of snaps. Usually it's just Uzomah, no Sample. In this situation, it could be a 50-50 split. And if the first touchdown market gets cratered for Drew Sample, it might be time to jump onto that if it gets beyond 40-1. Now, I wouldn't touch anything less than 40-1. It's currently sitting at 22-1. That's just where I'm at right now. The bigger news, though, might be that Darrell Henderson's been activated from injured reserve and is likely to be on the active roster for Super Bowl 56, meaning three-headed monster in the Rams backfield? Maybe, maybe not. We haven't really seen them ever do that. Although it's a Super Bowl, they're going to ride the hot hand, whoever it may be. I'm not too concerned about Darrell Henderson, but what I am concerned about is him pilfering away touches and snaps from one Mr. Cam Akers, because under Cam Akers is likely where we're going to be going with this. On to Prize Picks for the over-under fantasy props for Super Bowl 56. There is one great deal. You want a free $95? Well, I got that for you. How about this? If you go to prizepicks.com right now, you can find the link down in the description. Use code MMNNFL at first deposit. If you make one Prize Picks entry of $5 or more, let's just say it's $5, and then Joe Burrow throws for over 1 yard in the game. You don't even need to use Joe Burrow in this entry, by the way. Any entry on the Super Bowl, $5 or more on Prize Picks with code MMNNFL, and you will be gifted $100 if Joe Burrow throws for more than 1 yard in this game. So do that? Who hates free money? Like, seriously, who hates free money? I mean, it doesn't mean you have to play a $5 entry. You can play a $100 entry if you really wanted to. And I have an entry for you to enter. And let's get spicy on this one. Let's jack it up to 3 players right now. You can always end up doing the over, under. You can do the over, you can do the under, you can do a power play, you can do a flex play, but we're going to do a flex play, 3-pick flex play, pays 5 times your money. So if you put in the $5 entry, you win $25. If you put in the 100, you win $500, whatever it might be. But once again, code MMNNFL at first deposit to get that Burrow bonus, only with code MMNNFL being a first depositor. Prop number 1, Tyler Boyd over 39.5 receiving yards in this game. That's well below his sportsbook over-under on receiving yards, and I like how Tyler Boyd shapes up in this game. Ramsey's going to take someone out. Is it Chase? Is it Higgins? I don't know, but it's one of those two. Is they're going to be on the outside. Tyler Boyd, he's not venturing towards the sidelines. He's in the middle of the field. That's where you want to target the Los Angeles Rams. With Uzomah banged up and Drew Sample being kind of crappy, Tyler Boyd, be on the lookout for a big, huge game from him. At least big enough to cover the over of 39.5 receiving yards. So there's one. We're going under on Cam Akers, 54.5 rushing yards. More on Cam Akers on a standalone prop in a second, but we're going to throw that one in. We talked about the timeshare, and he hasn't been good in the playoffs, so there's that. At the same time, under 54.5 rushing yards, Kendall Blanton with no Tyler Higbee, over 29.5 receiving yards. That is the power play on Prize Picks for this week. Let's see here. Well, even if you do a simple $25 entry will net you $125. Boom. Let's enter that. We are good to go. Code MMNNFL at prizepicks.com. First depositors, you play that $5 or more entry. Burrow throws for more than 1 yard. You get $100. You may as well take advantage of that right now. Link is down in the description to go do that. Props overall For the Super Bowl, I've stated a whole bunch. We did an entire show on it. If you click on the newsletter down in the description right now, I have them all listed out for you. Long shot MVPs, Leonard Floyd, Eli Apple, and Logan Wilson, 200, 250, and 500 to 1 if they come through. I really like the under in this game of 48.5. And there is one prop in particular I really like, and I'm going to gear that up to you on runthesims.com right now. When you go to the wagers department and you go to the player prop tool, you will see that the over-under for combined yardage for Cam Akers, really picking on Cam Akers here. I hope he doesn't burn us, but we want to be looking for total yardage, scrimmage yardage. It's at 82.5 right now, and it is even money on both sides at -110. So we put this in and we see how this does. Do you think it's going to be an over or an under? My guess, one of the best unders you'll ever see. So here's the bar graph of the range of outcomes. The median scrimmage yardage is 57. That means that the under comes in based on 10,000 simulations from runthesims.com 83.5% of the time. The implied odds are 52%. This is one of the better bets you're going to find at the Super Bowl. I love Burrow over 2.5 carries, but that's more instinct than numbers. My eye test says under. The simulations say under. I'm heavy on this under of 82.5 scrimmage yardage. That's rushing and receiving for Cam Akers in this spot. And you can go use runthesims.com right now, find any prop you want, run the simulation of this game 10,000 times to figure everything out. I didn't even run the one on Kendall Blanton. Let's see how he's doing in receiving yards. We can pull up the Prize Picks one on that and just the overall one. It's 29.5. So we go 29.5, and the juice on either side on Prize Picks is even, so it doesn't matter. The median has him coming in at 27 receiving yards. The under comes in 54% of the time, 45% of the time. I disagree with the computer. I think he's going over that 29.5 receiving yards. So boom, let's jump in on that. Disagree with the computer, but you can run these simulations 10,000 times any way that you want, and you can do it all for free for Super Bowl 56. Normally, this is a paid service, but for Super Bowl, it's free for everyone to go use. All the tools on the site. All you need to do is go to runthesims.com right now and log in with an email address, and it's full go. And then you can even use for DraftKings Showdown or any DFS format that you want. The DIY simulator, there's millions in prizes, and you can go adjust all of the receiving market that you want. You can see Tyler Higbee is out for this game. It has Uzama out right now. That will be put back in the system once he is officially activated for this game, or you can go custom put him in. You run the sims, you get the full projections for the game, and you can adjust the score back on that inputs page if you want to at the same time. So this is what it's telling me for DraftKings Showdown contest for optimal lineups. You can export your optimal lineups and cross them out if you want to. Easy to download with the CVS. And you have your custom projections for the game. I mean, it's Cooper Kupp above everyone else, but then you can kind of slide down the list. You can see Tyler Boyd here is median projection, 56.4 yards. 39.5 is his over-under in terms of the receiving total. If you want to throw out the Blanton one because you're not on board because the simulations don't agree, then go Akers under 54, Boyd over 39.5. Sounds pretty good to me. Cam Akers, 44.6 on rushing yards. So over. Well, it's 10 yards below what his rushing prop is set at right now. So, and like I said, on the inputs, this has the spread of -4 for the Rams, and it's a 26.8 points scored for the Rams, 22.8. If you want the Bengals to win, you're like, oh, I think they score 35 points. Then you can just rerun it. At the same time, run the sims just with that, 35-26, Bengals being the winning score. And it's going to give you a completely new set of projections, run 10,000 times to see how that goes. Obviously, Kupp is still at the top, and now Joe Burrow is your second highest scorer. And your custom lineups are going to look a little bit different. I did an entire breakdown show for DraftKings Showdown with Cody Main from Establish the Run and Justin Freeman, who provides these projections for runthesims.com completely free. Once again, go check it out right now to make your life easy, and you'll be good to go. But I did want to give you a same game parlay before I got out of here because, I'm going to be playing some same game parlays. Love myself a nice same game parlay when it comes down to it. And here's what I got. It pays 22 to 1. Kendall Blanton over 29.5 receiving yards. Tyler Boyd over 42.5 receiving yards. Cam Akers under 82.5 receiving yards. Joe Burrow over 2.5 rushing attempts in this game. For full disclosure, I am very heavy on the solo Akers prop and the solo Burrow prop and the solo Boyd prop. I threw in Blanton just for kicks, and I played under 49.5 in this game as the total that we see come through. That pays 22 to 1, $100 bucks, pays 2,200, and we're on our way. You don't need to play that one exactly, but even if you wanted to play one of Boyd, Akers, and Burrow, love those three put together. And hey, that still probably pays out like 8-9 to 1. Probably going to play that one as well. That will do it on the Super Bowl 56 breakdown show here on Fantasy Football Picks and Bets presented by Prize Picks. Once again, code MMNNFL at prizepicks.com to get that Burrow bonus $5 entry. Burrow throws for over a yard. You automatically get $100, and you can still win your entry at the same time. So go do that right now, all right? Thank you for tuning in with us this season. Dynasty and season-long fantasy football early breakdowns coming next week on this feed. So subscribe, stay tuned. I'll see you next time.